Welcome to Die's Crafty Corner. My name is Diane and I'm so glad you stopped by. Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to make a card. I've kind of already started it so it won't be so long. We're going to be using the Strathmore mixed media paper. I've already cut it down and stamped my image because we're going to be using the real brush markers, the water markers. So this is a great paper for that. So we're going to start with this paper. Like I said, I've already cut it down. I have cut a panel from my Spellbinders A and B dies. This is an old love that I came back to. I just really enjoy these dies. So we're going to be using that to cut down a panel, which I've already done. I am going to be using a Gina Marie Designs die. This is it. I didn't check to see if it is still available. If it is, I will go ahead and put it down below. And the panel that I'm using is this panel, which I cut out with the Spellbinders. I use this die to give me a background with some distress ink. The colors I used were Squeezed Lemonade and Scattered Straw. We're going to be working on a spring daffodil card today, and I used a little one of those little Amazon makeup brushes. This is the one that goes with my scattered straw. So yeah, so we used that already. Now I did my background already because we're going to watercolor our little image together. We're going to be using a portrait A2 card base, which is 110-pound cardstock. And this we're not going to be using at all, but you could, right? You could put it right here and put your image on top of that if you wanted to. I wanted to have the background be a little more fuller, so I used this as a stencil on my cardstock, and I just colored it in, okay? Easy breezy, right? The image that we're going to be using is this one. This is Daffodil and by Stampendous. It is old. Gosh, I don't even know. It is a rubber stamp, of course. I think it is at least 10 years old, but I know it's still available out there. So if you search for it, you should be able to find it. And I have already put it on my Strathmore paper, and I use VersaFine ink for the image, and I use clear embossing powder from Ranger to give it a little shine. You won't be able to see it because of the sunlight today, but it's got a little shine, and it's also going to give me a little edge, a little lip, if you will, to keep inside the water. And we're going to be placing that on there like that. Okay. So all we have left to do now is just to assemble the card and to color the image. I'm going to be putting the image on with some Scotch tape. And the colors that we're going to be using are mostly yellows. So this is what I thought. I thought the little bow we would do in pink. Not really sure about the pink yet. We'll see. The leaves we're definitely going to do in these two greens. So the two greens I chose are May Green and Pale Green. Don't know if you're going to be able to see that. So May Green is the darker one. Pale Green is the lighter one. All right, I'll go over the pinks in just a minute. The two yellows that I'm going to use just a tiny little bit of the bright yellow, which is really a little bit more orangey or more mustardy even maybe. And then I'm using just yellow, right? So 050 yellow and or 052 bright yellow. So these are the two colors I'm going to be using. Now, to me, when I've done this image in the past, these florals look like tulips to me. But when you research tulips, this is kind of how I researched daffodils. This is kind of how they look when they're closed. So this is indeed all daffodils. So we're going to color them all the same color today, which are these two yellows. I wanted there to be a pop of color with the little ribbon that's right here. I have in the past cut this ribbon out and put my own ribbon on there, which is also just as cute. You could have done that. I did go ahead and cut this out as well. I don't have a die for that. Now, I think I'm going to use, I'm pretty sure I want it to be bright. So light carmine is basically really a red, right? Let's use this little piece of cardstock to see. But to me, it does look a little bit peachy pink, right? This one, I'm pretty sure is going to be too dark. Not bright enough for me. This one, I think, is too bright. That's more like a fluorescent. So this one is peach pink. This is actually peach pink. Okay. And then I thought maybe to add the lighter color, I would come in with pale. Let's see what this is. Light pink. This is light pink. Okay, but what happens if we mix them together? This is just regular cardstock, but yeah, okay. So the two pinks I'm going to use are these two. I'm going to use the peach pink, which is 202, and 026 light pink, okay? And we won't be using these two. Back in the bucket they go. All right, we can move this, 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 and this. This we need. All right. I'm actually going to use this little piece of paper to color on. You know, I'm still protecting this mat. I don't know, but I am. I'm still protecting it. Okay, I don't think it's, oh, and I'm going to be using a water brush. I've got a couple of them out on my desk. I've got the new, I believe this was Nuvo. It's Aqua Pen. Yeah, Nuvo. And this one is the same one that we've all had, mini Pentel, I think it is, the Pentel one. I think I'm going to use this one. I kind of like the point on it. Although it looks like this is my tried and favorite, so we'll see. One of these two. I am, however, going to trim down one of these little hairs right here. If you can see it's sticking up right there. I'm just going to take these scissors and snip it. All right. I think the scissors had a piece of tape on them too. Okay, so I'm going to do the flowers first, and then we'll let them dry, and then we'll come back for the greenery, and then we'll do the bow last. That's the plan. I'm going to kind of just set this here. I'm going to work over here first. I'm not sure how much of this color I'm actually going to use. I don't know how much I'm going to bring it up. Like I said, this cardstock right here is actually the Strathmore paper. So these markers work very well with the Strathmore paper. I think I'm going to see about this. So I think I'm going to go here. I haven't practiced this. Haven't used these markers in years, guys. I know. That's what these videos are all about, right? I'm going to get a little bit of water right here just in case I need a little extra. And then I'm just going to pull this down and see how I like that. And I kind of like that just like that. I am going to grab a paper towel real quick. I forgot about that. I'm going to move this out of the way so we don't get it wet. All right. All right, so we got a paper towel. All right. I kind of like that without the orange. Should I try one with a little bit of the orange? A petal? Let's try this one. I just want to see if I want this color on here or not. So we're going to go here. And see, it says yellow, but it's really kind of orangey. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to go ahead and put in some yellow after that. Remember, these markers work very well together as well. And now I'm going to bring this water and this ink down. And I'm going to bring some of this orange down. All right, I like it both. So I think what we'll do on the petals here, I'm just going to do yellow. On these bigger flowers, I'll do a little bit of the orange. All right, final answer. So I'm just going to go in. And the nice thing about having your little your black lines done with the embossing powder, you don't have to worry about about the ink spreading out. So it's a nice way if you're wanting to do a quick, I love watercoloring, guys. I love the look. I love doing it. I want to make sure that I can have lighter petals over this way. So we're just going to blend in the middle, not too much. And we're just going to make pretty little daffodils. So what I was saying is I absolutely enjoy watercoloring, whether it's a stamped image or just something I've colored myself or traced with my light board, right? It's just, I think we'll do a little bit of that orange in the middle of this flower here. The bottom little part of the petal. And then we'll come up with some yellow on the sides. And then we'll come down. Pretty. Okay, pretty, pretty, pretty. So again, here I'm going to want the darker to be in the middle or in the center of this flower. And then we're going to come out with this color and make it lighter around the edges. Now, like I had told you guys a few times, I'm not a high contrast person. I don't enjoy the real dark contrast. I like it to be a little lighter. So for me, this is perfect. The other thing that's very nice about these pens is that you can come back in and move that color around even more. Like this has got way too much water on it. I'm not even joking. I put way too much water on there. All right. Okay, perfect. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one next. And once it dries, you can come back in and do more. But you should let it dry. You shouldn't put those markers down on top of, let's see, so you're one. Shouldn't put those markers back down on top of water ever. You really shouldn't. And this one's going to go to that one. We're going to put a little bit of dark orange right here. Or it's not dark orange, it's light orange, right? And I think maybe I'll put a little bit of dark, or that orange color right there too. Let's play around with it a little bit. So do you guys love daffodils? I do. I love daffodils. I love tulips as well. Now, I'm one of those people, I like my flowers in the wild or in containers or in a garden. I don't like to have picked flowers in my home. I don't like the process of watching them die in a vase. I don't know. I'm funny. It seems like I would rather have a plant to enjoy than to pick a plant and have it die. Again, both are fine. It's just my preference. I'm a little funny that way. The thing that I do like about my watercoloring is I like to make sure that I do have a lighter presence. You know, I don't like it all. Sometimes I don't like it all to be colored in. All right, so the rest of them are the larger petals. So we're going to go ahead and go back down where we started down here. And I'm going to keep this kind of consistent. Oddly enough, that word doesn't sound right to me. And then I'm going to come back in with this yellow. And also the inside of this petal, right here, where it would be inside, is going to be a little darker naturally, so we're going to do that. And mix it with a little bit of yellow. And then we're going to come in with our water pen. And I'm going to just get a little bit of water here instead of squeezing it. We're going to bring this yellow out. And we're going to bring the orange up. Oh, it's an alarm. Sorry, guys. I set alarms for everything nowadays because I remember nothing. All right, so over here, I went out of the line right here. So I'm just going to come, and then we're going to come back in with a white gel pen. Oh, that's very vibrant, huh? All right, and then we're going to come back over here and finish this one that we didn't finish. Pretty. Okay, that's good. All right, so I think I'll do the same thing. I want to make sure that I get this darker color in here. Right there. I want some right there and right there. Let's see how I'm coming into the orange, and I'm blending the orange and the yellow, right? So that's already doing our first blend. And then I'm still going to hit it with water, and that will be our third blend. I'll remember. I'm remembering how much I loved these for vibrancy, and they are very, very vibrant, aren't they? They really are. It's gorgeous. I'm thinking now it may not match my paper very well. Probably would have needed a little bit brighter yellow, but we're going to go with it anyway. It's pretty. Very spring-like, right? Go right here. We'll just do those orange down there. We're going to go right here. Bring this one up a little bit, and I'm going to bring this one up a little bit. All right, and then again, we're just going to take the yellow, blend it in. And then we're going to, take a little bit of water. I'm going to come down and just get this paper a little wet and then bring it up. Because I do want there to be a difference in each flower, because all the flowers are different, right? None of them are the same when you pick them. All right. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, I'm back. My girlfriend and I are going to run to Publix and get a corned beef while they're on sale. We'll do that when I finish this video. I had forgotten it's almost corned beef time. All right, now let me look at it. So I like the differences between the yellow opened daffodils and the closed ones. I do like that there's a difference there for sure. So I'm going to just get this little orange and spread it out a little bit more so that it's not quite as orange. I do like this difference quite a bit. All right, now I think I'm okay to go ahead and do the green. I don't think because I used that because I used the embossing technique, I don't believe that we're going to have any issues with it. But we'll start with the bottom to begin with, just to make sure. Very tiny little areas here, so we don't really have to worry about it so much. And if it goes out, I don't really think we're going to be able to see it that much either. You know, I did want this to look like a... Now, I'm wondering, is that the ribbon tied around that thing? You suppose that is? I bet it is. I wanted it to be bright green. And I think this is May green. Yeah, I think the May green is a good choice. But I think coming up on these stems, we're going to use the lighter green and not really worry about watercoloring it. Again, with these markers, you've got a very nice tip, so it's a little easier. Pretty, 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 pretty. And then when we get up to these leaves, we'll go a little bit darker to give it a little more. All right, so now we're going to come back to the May green right here. This is a part of a leaf, but we're not going to use a lot of it because it's strong. Also just right in here because the leaf is turning. Again here because the leaf is turned. And here. And here. All right, and then we're going to come in and we're just going to blend that out before we add our water. Make sure, oh, we already had green on there, okay. I couldn't remember if we did or not. Oh, we're going to need more green here. It's funny because as I'm sitting here talking to you guys, I hear a tiny little wheeze in me. And I'm like, oh, what's going on? I can hear it. Just a little one, but I'm so much better now. But I can definitely hear a tiny little wheeze going on. And I'm hoping it's not coming through on the camera mic. Oh, that's better. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and then we got a little bit of green on our daffodil, which I don't want. Good. And here we forgot an entire leaf. A stem, I mean. Okay, I think I would like just a tad bit more green right there. I like the way this goes to white. I like the way this is lighter. And this is, it should be different. This should be darker under here, but I kind of like it, so we're going to let it be. I think it's pretty. We are missing something up here. I'm not sure whether it is part of this stem, which is what it has to be. All right. So that's what it's looking like right now, right? Pretty. All right. Now we're going to do our little bow. And I didn't recognize, but these tiny little things back here are also part of that bow. I don't think I've ever colored those in before as part of the bow, interestingly enough. All right, I know that this center part is going to be the brightest part. Oh, it's such a pretty pink though, isn't it? And this bottom part. The ribbon right here for sure. And this is all going to be dark right there. I can see another green part we missed. We'll come back and get that. All right, let's see what we can do here. I think this is really going to be too light. It's not. It's going to be fine. Going to need our pink pen there, our white pen there. Went out there too. All right, and then the rest we're going to try to do a tiny little bit of watercoloring on just to soften it up a little bit. We'll see how we do. Well, that's good. Okay. All right, it looks good. We are going to have to use our little white gel pen to straighten up a few things, and I'm okay with that. I was expecting it. Pretty. All right, there is, I saw, where, right there, we have a little bit of greenery right here that I missed. Just a smidgen. Everything else looks okay. I want to come right back in with this leaf. This leaf doesn't look really okay. That's better. All right. That looks good. All right, and then the rest we're going to do the white gel pen with. Isn't it pretty? Now, I could have, with a lot of work, I could have used my brother's scan and cut out a little more in here. But to be honest, I just fuzzy cut it. I don't really care. But you could, right? And because I'm putting it on a background, you probably should have. I don't know. We're going to see how it looks on the background now. All right, my white gel pen is right here. And normally I would wait for this to dry, but I don't want to do, this is my 5. I don't want my 5. I want, I want my 10, but I do not see my 10. There it is. Okay. It seemed a little bit better. Be a little bit better for this. So we're going to come over here and we're going to take our white pen and we're just going to go over. And it's okay if you have to do it twice because the ink is, this is not ink, this is watercolor. And so it is a little damp and you might have to do it twice. It'll be all right. No worries, no stresses. Handmade art, right? But we do want it to look our best. This green bled into our little daffodil right there a little bit. And there was another spot I was going to fix. Oh, this green leaf right here. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. And what am I going to do about my little daffodil down here? I think what we're going to do is we're just going to add some more yellow to our little daffodil. Like that. Make sure our brush is clean and we're just going to fade that in. Like that. Good. And then I'm just going to touch the bottom of this leaf a little bit. And right there. Okay. All right. Now let's get our card put together. So again, top folding landscape A2 size card. I've got my little panel that we've already done by using off camera, by using Distress Inks and the die cut out. But you could have just used this as well. It would have been just as pretty. But I wanted to use this background. I don't want to pop this up. I'm going to pop the flowers up instead. So we're just going to put a little bit of glue on here. Doesn't take a lot. I like to do the edges and the corners mostly. And then I just do a little X in the middle. Okay. All right, and then this is dry enough for some tape. I thought we would pop this up. I thought it would give it a little more dimension and help it to pop off the card a little bit. Okay, so I've got all the tape off and I'm just going to set it in the middle. Just like that. Now, I have to say, the white in the middle is throwing me for a little bit of a loop. For sure. Do I want to do it this way? All right, let's just try it. I'm not sure what this brush had it on it before, but that's yellow, right? So let's just keep it mild. Let me see here. I'm not sure what I want to do. Let's just try something. I'm going to try to line this up about where it is. But I can't see down there where it is or isn't. I can right there though. All right. I think about right there. I'm just going to keep it light and just see what we can do. If we mess it up, well, then we've messed it up. I don't think so, though. So we're just going to try to come in. I'm going to do both colors because if I don't, it's not going to match at all. And I'm only going to do where the white is showing through. Not at the outline, just the middle part, right? And down here, it's not going to show as much because of the green. But where we get to that pink, it's going to show. Plus, we might can wipe it off a little bit where the green is. All right, we're going to be real careful around this pink, though. And then I think, I don't want to lose any brightness right there. That's the card. Okay, let's see. Right here, in between that one. I tied it in much better, right? It did. Okay, loving that. All right, and now what we're going to do is we're just going to take this same brush. Actually, we're not. We're going to take this fluffy brush. We're going to get most of the ink off of it. And we're going to come in just like I did in the background, and we're just going to spread the ink around a little bit, right? Just in between. And that just helps it to fade into the background again. Super pretty. Okay, so because we did that, we lost a little bit of the green in the middle, and that's okay. We're going to come back in with our marker, and we're just going to touch it to that green. That color is not going to be dark enough now, so we're going to do this. We're going to just touch it very lightly to our stem. Bring the color of our stem back out to green. And our project looks good. It's been saved. It looks really good. Okay. All right. Let me see what I can find for bells and whistles, if anything, and I'll be right back. All right. So I decided on these little gems here from, well, let's see who they're from. I forget who they're from. Pink Fresh Studio. All right. And I'm going to use green. I think I'm going to, I don't know what size, so I'm just going to put some into our little cup here. We're going to use our same glue to put it on with. And see, that just took away part of that, didn't it? It looks so much better, right? Perfect? No, but it does bring out something for sure. All right, I'm going to do these first because I don't want to forget their placement. I'm hoping my glue has not dried up. I'm going to put a little bit of glossy accents on it. First, I'm going to add a little bit of the glitter in here, right inside this flower, like right here, because I think it will just add something. And right here, it'll make it just kind of stand out from the rest of the flower, right? Maybe we'll do the whole inside. That would be pretty. We're gonna go for it. I actually like it. We're gonna do the whole inside of the petal. It adds a little something to the sparkle. It gives it dimension. Yeah, I actually really like it. Cool. All right. And then we're going to do the center of the bow because that just turned out so cute. Okay, perfect. Oh, I really like that. So it gave the inside of our flower a different texture than our other flowers, right? We got to use quite a bit from our stash today. I love that. And the card is so cute, very festive. Either way, we did use stuff from our craft room, and I do like that. All right, I'll be right back to show you the final card up close. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I so enjoyed bringing it to you. I will see you in a couple of days. Bye.